Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you today my ideas or one idea of why I think it might be helpful to consider replacing the idea of punishment when you're dealing with kids with something a little bit softer or a gentler approach, and why you might want to do that. What I've noticed with many clients who've come to see me, obviously adult clients, is that many of them have felt badly about themselves and even feeling very much like they're a bad person. Yet logically, they don't understand why they feel that way. They don't understand why they would have such an intense experience with that idea or that thought. And it's not even something that's just little for them. It affects them greatly in their lives, and it affects their relationships. It affects how they feel about themselves, obviously, but also how they respond to other people and the feedback from other people, and how they get really sensitive to anything that, suggests that and amplifies that experience and intensifies it for them, that they are a bad person. And so when they sit with that and they think about it, they're like, but it doesn't make any sense. I'm not really behaving in ways that are so terrible or so bad. Now, there's that experience with the adults. And then something I noticed when I was, working with kids is I was with this little boy this one time, and he was 3 years old. And we were having a discussion and a talk about, the difference between he was feeling like he was a bad person. He felt like he was a bad boy. That's what he believed and he thought. And I said, well, how come you feel that way? And, obviously I asked him in ways that were better for a 3-year-old. But basically what it came down to was he couldn't tell the difference between making a bad choice or doing something that made his parents angry and frustrated and being a bad person. He completely 100% equated those two things. So when he made a bad choice or when his parents were angry, he was a bad boy. And it was the most interesting conversation because no matter what I said and no matter how much I tried to get him to see, it took a very, very long time for him to actually make the connection that, wait a minute, maybe my behavior doesn't mean I'm a bad person or a bad boy in his mind. And that it took so long to get that concept across. And I don't even know, obviously, it's not my child, so I don't know if that really completely sunk in, but I thought that was so interesting in terms of the work that I do with adults and how that idea just really sticks with us so deeply, far more deeply than we're even aware. And it really does stem from those behaviors and those punishments that we receive as children and what we're told and what we end up drawing conclusions about. And of course, a child's mind and the way it draws conclusions is completely different than an adult mind and how an adult mind would draw conclusions. So an adult mind could logically probably discern the difference. Oh, you're feeling angry. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm a bad person. So what I would really love, and what I felt was really so much more helpful and a little bit of a gentler approach would be to replace that idea of punishment with the idea and the concept of curiosity. So instead of feeling like you have to punish behavior, getting curious about behavior. So wondering what's motivating the behavior, what's driving the behavior, what's going on for that little kid. Because most times what you'll recognize is there's an emotional need that's at the root of any kind of behavior that you're not liking or that's not working for you in the dynamic. And also for you to recognize that if you're getting emotionally triggered by a child's behavior, and if you're getting frustrated and angry, that's your job. That's your work to fix, not theirs. So that's something that we really need as adults to take a little bit more ownership for. That kids can't make us mad. It's us choosing to be angry. Okay, thanks. That's my concept for today. My deep thoughts with Dana DuPont.